I would like to take you with me on a day in the life of a teacher. My daily walk began today with a late arrival at my 5th year O-level students to a meeting about language teaching. Then, an hour substituting for a sick colleague, after which I quickly ran to a winter photo shoot of the A-level exam classes. A still life in the daily rota, the sun on the faces of the next generation leaving school. A telephone call from DFDS Seaways. Could I please hand in the groups for the cabins on the boat to Scotland? We leave in 3 weeks with 87 of our finest pupils. The 8th hour, exam training, Midsummer Night's Dream, History Boys dress rehearsal, the school bell tolls.
There was this time he put his head down on the desk and said,
"What am I teaching in this godforsaken school?"
It was the first time I realized a teacher was a human being.
This is my life. Outside this life of mine, in the old boys' network of Dutch education, far away in the bell jar of ministries, the catacombs of Dutch education councils, I am a teacher of English. And I have been invited to join them, to help think about all the bills and reform that need to be passed, renewals and renovations and regenerations of education. They talk with me, not about me. I am there because I am a teacher of the year, to talk with teachers and not about teachers, about what it makes to be a good teacher. John Keating in Dead Poets Society? I will take my old Audi 80 and rush off the school parking lot, and I will ignore the long neglected holes in the exhaust pipe and pressure on the tires. In my cockpit, I have full control. From 10 to 50 to 90 miles an hour at the steering wheel, my fast lane thoughts.
I always thought the idea of education was to learn to think for yourself, sir.
Everything you do as a teacher begins and ends with your students. I'm very glad that at this international conference on education, teachers have been given a voice, have been given a role in the proceedings. This is a good example of brilliant educational reformers and policymakers who have a tendency to forget that they should not talk about teachers but with them. That you do so here during these 2 days in the Beurs van Berlage. You have talked together across nations, teachers of the year, astronauts even. But I am very proud that where the truest progress has been booked is by including students. I would like to take you back in time to yesterday afternoon. You saw a play performed by my own students and directed by the excellent drama teacher, Mr. Rick Nanne. The play itself is perhaps the best example of trust in education. Trust in our guests, our Dutch policymakers. We have been given an opportunity to open up our classroom, to take a look inside. Trust in the teacher, Mr. Rick Nanne, who directed these boys and girls with passion and expertise to their performance yesterday afternoon. And trust in our Dutch pupils. They can do this. They can be allowed to explore their talents and reach for excellence.
Education is like a complicated family, sir. Family life can't survive without rules and regulation, love and understanding, care and trust, sir.
The History Boys by Alan Bennett explores these themes of education: rules, rhythm and truth, regulation and trust. The History Boys explores what is testing and schooling, and in this case vying for Oxford, all about. Is it about league tables? Is it about making students more rounded human beings? Is it about creating interest, oddity and singularity at work? Or is it about passing a parcel? I am in Scotland at this precise moment. I am in Scotland with 87 pupils and 7 colleagues. I am in Scotland because I have to teach. I am in Scotland because I have to learn, because I am passionate about teaching. I am responsible for the entire group and for teaching them everything there is to know, being on a trip together and going to Scotland together. We trust you to trust us to do the same. We can do this together.
How can we teach our pupils to become independent, free-thinking and creative individuals when we tell our teachers what to do, sir?
Pass the parcel. That's sometimes all you can do. Take it, feel it, and pass it on. Not for me, not for you, but somewhere, one day, that's the game that I want you to learn, boys. Pass the parcel.